Carrabba's Italian Grill is the best place to enjoy authentic Italian cuisine, passed down from our founders' family recipes. Featuring a wood-burning grill, you can enjoy Carrabba's signature dishes, including chicken brine, wood-fired grilled steak and chops, and classic Italian pasta dishes. Have a special event? Elevate your catering with Carrabba's Catering, the perfect way to enjoy large party portions of your favorite hand-prepared dishes for any event. Carrabba's Italian Grill at Parkway Place, Huntsville.
Would you call a plumber for a root canal? The same goes for selling your timberland or farm. Choose someone who understands your property and can help you on the front end so you can capitalize on the back end. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction. As a guide, I have put many hunters in position to take a shot. It's time for you to take your shot. Let's talk about putting you in position to sell your property. Call me at 256-609-0512. Remember, Bo knows land.
From Coleman to Fayetteville and all points in between.
Son, pull the hammer back. Smokey's coming at you in a plain white wrapper.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
You may be asking yourself, what the hell is there to watch now without college basketball, with no football, with a little bit of baseball? Yeah, the Braves aren't doing too bad because they won a game last night.
No, they didn't just win. They came back.
But there's also Huntsville Havoc hockey tonight.
That's right.
And that's something you can look forward to, as you will be able to listen to it on the Havoc Zone. Very much looking forward to that. But, Joe, I know you were looking a little bit more towards that because, of course, you're going to be on location at the Iceplex for it.
Yep.
Also got a lot of news coming around locally that we'll be able to get into today on the show. And we invite you guys to join in on the conversation as well at 256-576-9777, as well as over on WZZN TV, where you can join in on the chat box, whether you're watching on X, Facebook, YouTube, doesn't matter where. We appreciate you listening or watching the show up in Winchester, Tennessee, or down here in Huntsville, or in Athens, or in Decatur. We get all of it. Or, you know, if you're watching or listening out in some unknown country, we'd love to hear from where you are listening to the show, because with the app, you can do it wherever you want. Just go and download that over on your Apple or Android devices. 97.7 ESPN The Zone is the place to find it. But, Joe, let's start with the biggest story. And it might have a little bit of a tie-in with the dire wolf that has been resurrected after 13,000 years. You probably saw it on Joe Rogan's podcast on Twitter, just a clip or two, because you're not watching that whole thing because it's like 3 hours long. But yeah, the dire wolf is back, and that means the Huntsville Havoc are also back in playoff contention.
Yeah, those are 1,000% connected.
I agree.
Those are 1 trillion% connected. I mean, whatever connection that you need, that is exactly what it is. The dire wolf is back. Look, I'm not gonna lie. My wife has asked me for years.
A dire wolf for a dire wolf?
No, she has asked, hey, look, because our dog passed away like 3 years ago. That's 2 years ago.
Gotcha. You're still grieving for it.
Oh, no, trust me, because it was around Christmas, so it doesn't make it really great. And so my wife looks at me, is like, at some point in time, we're going to have to get a pet. We got to get another pet for the kids. And now for the last like 9 months, every time that conversation came up, I'm like, look, I helped you create another child. Is that not another pet? I mean, come on. Like, we don't need a dog. We've got another child that we're about to grow.
I was gonna make the comparison from a pet to a child, but I didn't want to be the one to say it. So I can do it. Yeah, you got that.
And so I was like, look, we don't need this. But the thing is that if we ever got a pet, I always wanted a Siberian Husky.
Ooh, tough to train.
I always wanted one. Tough to train, but obviously not just a Siberian Husky, because there's multiple kinds. Mm-hmm. But, you've got some that are brown-eyed. You have some that are brown and blue-eyed.
All those are beautiful.
But then you also have the blue-eyed ones, which are the most expensive. I mean, they are like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, they straight up look like a wolf, or a.k.a. the Havoc mascots.
And that is the reason why I want one, is because, like I've mentioned on the show multiple times, and anybody that is a close friend of mine knows, I love wolves. Like that is my thing. I'm all about a wolf.
Yeah, you've shown me your wolf t-shirt collection from the early 2000s where
Yes.
like you get the moon in the background, the wolf howling. You're like, I'm alpha.
Oh, absolutely. And those were, I got every single one of those that I got to use while I rode around on my motorcycle. And it was one that I have like right now in WWE, there is one wrestler and I'm buying all of his gear because all of his gear is nothing but a wolf on it, which I've actually worn to the Havoc Hour. Like, hey, look, guys, this isn't like an official Huntsville Havoc shirt, but it's a wolf and it counts.
Yeah,
okay?
it kind of fits in with the theme.
It fits in exactly with the theme. That's why I wanted the Siberian Husky, because it was the closest thing to like a wolf that I could possibly get as a pet.
Yeah.
And be this. But now,
are you thinking about an already extinct coming back from extinction animal? You're going to be able to buy that and bring it in. You're thinking about the expensive price tag on a Siberian Husky.
I know.
Let's
see how quickly we can breed these things. Okay.
Yeah.
Because again, it's not like a dire wolf or any other animal like that. Any sort of creature like that doesn't just have one. It's not like a human. Like, oh, hey, we may have two. There could be three in there, but most likely it's just one. There's like 4 and 5.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, look, if we just continue to pop, I mean, like, this is an Adam and Eve type situation.
It is.
Here, okay.
I mean, this is the whole reason that was it. Oh, geez, all the Bible lore fans are going to be really upset with me. David, the Ark.
Yeah, Noah.
No, I was thinking sports. I wasn't in the biblical mindset. I should always be in that biblical mindset. Yeah, it's like Noah. You know, you're bringing back 2 of each kind.
2 of each.
So you bring that back. You get them to mate, and then you keep that cycle going. We didn't even know this was possible. You could bring them back from the dead. Noah wouldn't have done this.
The reason why a lot of humans just struggle to try to get through like the first chapter of the Bible of Genesis is because there's that one chapter where it lets you know who's all related to who.
And there's so many different names.
It is like 6,000 of them. And you're just going, okay, this is so boring.
Oh, he lived to 748.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just sitting there like, okay, look, all these people are connected. Okay. So let's breed the dire wolf. Let's continue to breed it. And now, just like LSU, we could have a live mascot.
Dude, oh my gosh. Well, let's just be honest, though. There is still a lot of money that goes into this, and maybe Disney on Ice,
science.
Maybe Disney on Ice is helping support this cause. Okay.
No, not Lord of the Rings. Game of Thrones guy is the one that is actually financing all of this.
Trust me, I understand that much. It was like $10 billion that has gone into this foundation since 2021. George Church was the biologist that went to Harvard Medical School. And then he teamed up with a few other dudes to really advance this technology. And his main goal was to bring back the woolly mammoth.
Yes, but what it is the money that he was getting financed from is the guy from Game of Thrones. It's literally him.
Good old George R. Martin.
So he's the one he's financed all of this. He's the one that got the first dire wolf because, they became popular again because of Game of Thrones. And so now you're just going, like, I want that. Like, okay, I'm in. Let's get this. Could you imagine every single night whenever the opposing team had to like come out on the ice, there was a dire wolf just right there beside the door every single time that they had to walk through it? I mean, just growling. Oh, come on.
That would be so cool. So intimidating.
We could just turn all of Big Spring Park into like a dire wolf, like in living area.
Yeah, like in Japan, they have those bowing deer that you get to walk by in the park.
Look,
we'll just have a bunch of wolves.
Yes, this right here. All right, Huntsville, playoffs start tonight. If you win, we get a pet dire wolf.
Oh, again, this is going to cost probably millions of dollars.
It's
worth it.
Totally worth it. Dude, we've got missiles underground that's never been used. Just give them a missile or something. I mean, that's probably a good trade.
Well, that's why they blow them up.
I mean, just here, exactly. You're just walking around on a Monday. Your friends from out of town. What was that? It's Tuesday, my bad.
Yeah, don't
worry about it.
They're just digging up old missiles.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Somebody just take a left instead of taking a right. He won't make that mistake again. Like, that's what's happening. So here we go. Playoffs start tonight. This is the road, not just for the President's Cup. This is a road now for a dire wolf. All right.
Yes, and a President's
Cup. You thought the intro was legit beforehand? Add a dire wolf to it.
Dude, just think about this. You get Fries sitting in the Game of Thrones chair with all the swords. He's got the two wolves next to him, Ruckus and Havoc. And you know what? This is the cool thing about it.
Dom is the one that looks closest to.
Then we can throw Dom
from Game of Thrones.
He's the captain. It doesn't matter. We throw Dom. He can be Jon Snow.
He does have more of a Jon Snow look going.
The interesting thing about this is back in the day, okay, and you get to depictions of the dire wolf. Okay, they're known to be red. Okay, that was completely false. That was just to make them look even more intimidating. They're not werewolves. They're just normal wolves. And of course, for hunting, they had to blend in with the surroundings. Most of the time, it was in snow. They're white, but the Havoc's logo is red. So there might be a little bit of a connection there where maybe Ruckus and Havoc aren't just normal wolves. Maybe they are dire wolves. Now, maybe they could also be the soon to probably be extinct normal red wolf that we do see here in the Southeast, but
no,
I think it's more badass.
Yeah, let's not make this a real connection to what it actually is. Okay, no, right. It's not about that. Okay,
good.
This is about a dire wolf
and the Havoc winning the playoffs.
And I'm tagging them right now in a post saying this, we're going ahead and putting this in motion right now.
Yep.
Okay, dire wolf, President's Cup. Dire wolf.
Yeah, those scientists shouldn't have made this public until they had enough of them to where they could, supply and demand, Joe. Supply and demand. You don't come out with this story just to get people hyped up and wanting a wolf. You get this so people start placing orders. I mean, that's the sales.
Start placing orders.
Salesperson in me, Joe. Instantly.
Right now, you can get your brand new Ken Griffey Jr. ones or a dire wolf. Put your order in right now. We've got people standing by. 1-800-345. We won the cup. So let's go and get ourselves a brand new dire wolf right now, like it's on QVC or something. Yeah. Like that's the way that you just made that sound.
Well, we'll be talking about the Huntsville Havoc throughout the show. Of course, that's going to be a pretty big deal as they'll be facing off against the Evansville Thunderbolts tonight. That's going to be at the Iceplex. Joe, you're going to have a little bit of an interesting situation. You're usually on the bench with them.
Well, no,
I don't know if that's going to be the same case.
I'm assuming I'm still going to be on the bench. The thing is I don't know how I'm going to get to the bench. This may be similar to what you had to do in Birmingham, where I have to walk on the ice to get there. This is a new experience for me. Now, I have been told by numerous Havoc fans that the atmosphere that's inside the Iceplex, whenever the Havoc have had to play here previously, have been absolutely amazing.
Take notes, Pelham.
Yeah, no, we put together a really good atmosphere, and we're even adding an arena so that just in case this happens again, we can double the amount of fans that can actually get in.
You got to keep that ricochet effect, though, from the walls to make it that much more loud.
Yeah, so this is why this is going to be such a unique atmosphere for myself. Obviously, this is where the team has been practicing for the last few weeks, trying to get ready for this, just in case the Iceplex was going to be the venue, depending on dates and everything with the tournament. We all kind of had a feeling that it was going to be the Iceplex for at least the first round. And so we're trying to figure out, all right, what about the next couple of rounds, depending on scheduling. This is going to be a unique night because honestly, you think it is hard to get a ticket into the VBC for a regular Havoc hockey game?
Yes, it's 6,000 plus people.
Yeah, take away 1/6 of the audience and be like, all right, this is what we're going with in this. So tickets there are people that have bought tickets that now can no longer go, that are reselling their tickets for crazy amounts. We have seen the fact that Zambruski's, which is where we were supposed to be last night, but because of all the stuff that's going on with the Iceplex and them getting everything ready for the game tonight, after the show wrapped up yesterday, they kind of said, hey, look, it's really hectic over here. Let's go ahead and just kind of back off on this for tonight so that we can get everything ready for the game that's going to be happening tonight at the Iceplex. And was all right, cool, we understand. So we made sure that we contacted everybody to let them know about the Havoc Hour getting canceled at the last second, because obviously we wanted everybody to know. And it is going to be filled up. I think that's standing room only that is going to be up there as well. So this thing tonight is going to be electric and loud, and it is going to be a very unique atmosphere compared to what we have seen over time at the VBC.
Yeah, no doubt. And if you can't watch it in person, if you don't have Flow Sports, then the place to listen is going to be over on the Havoc Hour or Havoc Zone over on 97.7 ESPN or the ESPN The Zone app. On top of that, Joe, there's some news coming out about college football teams as they are getting into full swing within spring practice. Of course, Jackson Arnold's in the news. Joel Klatt has his opinions on the incoming quarterback for Hugh Freeze and this Tigers squad. A little bit more news around Jalen Milroe. His stock might be going up. And we got ourselves, I think this
From
might be
what, a cent to 2 cents?
Yeah, I think so. Something similar to that. We do
What
have a
idiotic team is going to make that decision.
Well, we're gonna try and figure that out throughout the week, Joe. We're really gonna.
Oh my heavens.
Because we also got a full-on 257 pick mock draft from Chris Trapasso over on CBS Sports. So we'll take a little look at what the first few picks are going to be, because we're not going to go down the entire thing, and also figure out the paths forward for the Tennessee Titans, for the Cleveland Browns, the Giants, and so on. So that'll be an interesting conversation throughout the show. And don't forget it, baby. We got drama in the media. Doesn't matter if you're from Michigan. Doesn't matter if you're selling fake memorabilia. Doesn't matter if you're Jaden Rashada coming after Florida and Billy Napier. There is some drama going down in sports, and we are going to get into all of that as well as the Cover 5 today. Joe, do you have maybe like a hint for me of what you're going to throw at me in the second hour?
It is a Cover 5 that is going to happen in the second hour.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Joe.
Yeah, no, what was happening is I'm going to get the Cover 5 ready probably during the show. The reason being, I was starting to prep for and do like my final prep for the game tonight. Now I know we played Evansville like 2 weeks ago, so there's not much prep that you want to do, but there are updated stats, power plays, PK, all of this stuff, information that we always get prior to the game time. The SPHL always sends that out. So today I was going to get ready for my final prep. I was pulling up the SPHL's email that they normally send out with all the information on it.
Of course.
Yeah, this one was a playoff edition, and they took off all of the information for the regular season, and now it's just nothing but zeros because the playoffs start today. And I'm like, dude, this is literally my prep.
What sense does that make?
So I emailed them, and I'm like waiting for them to get back with me now so that I can be like, hey, can I have yesterday's? Can you send me yesterday's daily report? Because I kind of need that so that we can prep. Because
do you not save them? Do you not like download them into your files?
No, it's just it copies over itself.
Oh,
it's like, so when they send you the link, the link copies over itself.
Oh, that stinks.
And so I can't go back into like the URL and change it from like today's date to yesterday's date.
Doesn't work like that.
No.
You think you're a hacker or something like that, Joe? Whenever you're like, oh, I got an idea. Let me just change the URL. One number's getting changed.
No, that's called trying to make sure that you do it in time so your mom doesn't catch you looking at porn. But it was just, that's really.
I didn't expect that, Joe.
Look, man, just look, whenever you're looking right, that's when I go left. I mean, it's so wild about how this is going to be. That's how today is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
All right. It is going to be a unique day because we have a lot of stuff going on. There may be even some more crazy things happening in the second hour of the show that we have going on.
I don't know if we can get any crazier than the statement you just made, Joe.
No,
I was trying to connect it with the whole Matt Weiss thing, because like you might not be a hacker, but this former NFL and college coach definitely is.
Yeah, no, see, it's no, I'm just being straight with you.
I appreciate
that's what I'm being straight with you about.
That's what I like about our friendship. We're very straight up with each other.
I'm going to be straightforward with you. I am, absolutely. 256-576 977 as the Trash Pandas have put out their starting lineup for today, which is where you are going to be able to hear the Tom Abraham show, because he is going to be broadcasting live from there. Coming up here in just a little bit. The game starts at 11:05. Tom's show starts at noon. We'll continue, though, as phone lines are going. You can hear the phone ringing right now. We'll get back to those when we come back on the Blitz on WZZN TV, ESPN 97.7, ESPN The Zone, and ESPN Winchester.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games, and if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title, because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal. And we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beams likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Rocket City, for air that's cool and clean, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Get HVAC smart with Professor Green and the expert team at SensaGreen.com. Now offering up to $1,500 off any new Bryant system. Whatever it takes, Sensa Green has Huntsville covered. Remember, folks, with innovative, sensible green solutions, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation.
It's laundry season at Owen Home Appliance Center. Tired of that washer walking out the door and having to dry a load 2 or 3 times? It's time for a new washer and dryer. Pick from brands like Maytag, GE, Whirlpool, Electrolux, and of course, Speed Queen. Try the new 2-in-1 GE Profile that washes and dries a load all in one machine. Visit the interactive location in Lacey Springs where you can try the washers and dryers before you buy them. Owen Home Appliance Center. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service. It's in the name, Owen Home Appliance Center.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. After an incredibly cold morning across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee, we're going to do a reasonably good job at warming up this afternoon under a mostly sunny sky. Now, temperature's still going to be below average, but at least we're going to see numbers climb into the mid-60s this afternoon. Only dropping into the mid-upper 40s as we head into the overnight, early into your Thursday morning, a partly sunny to mostly cloudy sky Thursday afternoon. We're also talking about a fairly healthy opportunity for some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the Tennessee Valley. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hold your block until the whistle blows.
From SEC Media Days to the National Championship Game.
This was a great team win.
We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
What is a rubber band, man?
All right, well, you want the real answer?
Yes. I want the most PG answer you can give me. Maybe 13. You can throw in a PG-13.
Okay, let me look up a PG-13 answer.
Because I want to make a comparison. I want to connect the dots and do a great segue into our next conversation, Joe. What is a rubber band, man?
Are you
okay? All right, so, give me a straight, Joe.
Okay, so it's various things. So in this scenario, it's actually talking about like an actual performer.
Okay.
In talking about that in a rubber band man that way.
Okay.
I think it was T.I. that also has Rubber Band Man as one of his songs. That is definitely not a musician.
Yeah, no.
He's actually talking about a drug dealer.
Okay. Still, I'm just like I'm trying to connect the dots here. Rubber band man.
Yeah. What would you use a rubber band for if you were dealing in cash only? If you were a cash only business, what are you using a rubber band for?
To make sure my stacks are all together.
For your rolls of cash.
Yes.
Rubber band.
Oh, so it's like a pimp. It could be a pimp too.
That's the definition. I was trying to see if I could find a better way of saying it than just saying pimp.
All right. Well, you know what?
That's another one. If you're in a cash business on the street, you know the benefits of a rubber band.
Well, maybe the Auburn Tigers currently looking for themselves a rubber band man in the new connotation of it.
To blackmail somebody.
They need a pimp at the QB position, somebody who's able to control his offense in a very, very wonderful manner. Maybe not legal always, but in a wonderful manner. We don't know what's legal now in college sports, but a lot of praise has been thrown at Jackson Arnold as of late. And some people even think
his mama,
maybe him, some of the staff themselves, QB coach Ken Austin threw a little bit of praise. He's a very talented player and very, very hopeful that he'll stay on the trajectory he's on right now and carry us out of the spring into summer and obviously into the fall and play at a high level. Now, that's not too much to throw at a man. We already know that this guy is talented. We need a little bit more from him, Joe, especially coming out of the Peyton Thorne that has just completely cut us up and made us very, very sad.
So let me pause this just for a second before you get into this any deeper. You realize how good of a mood I'm in right now, right?
Like
I'm in a
top 10 mood.
I mean, it is playoff night, game 1, Havoc and Bolts.
Rubber Band Man,
amazing song, by the way. And you now cannot hear that without thinking Guardians of the Galaxy. Like it is like I'm in a great mood right now.
Yeah.
You really, really want to talk Jackson Arnold in Auburn football with me right now in a good mood.
We're talking about him in a good light. So I thought that would also push you to be like, oh, okay. Jackson Arnold's growing. He was a former 5-star, Joe. This guy, he was thrown into the thick of it for Oklahoma, and now he's your quarterback. This isn't the same guy as Jackson Arnold or as
right there
Peyton
with
Thorne.
5-star. You're a Futurama fan, right?
I love Futurama. It's great.
You remember what Leela always used to say at the beginning? Fry, you know how when you're saying something, you always need to just stop one sentence before what you should stop. Like, you remember that line?
Well, yeah, but you know what Professor says? Good news, everyone.
Yeah.
We got ourselves a quarterback.
How many times is it actually not good news? How many times?
Good news, everyone. Bad news.
It's literally the basis of the show. I mean, it is. It's the basis of the show. The good news is never good news.
Look, maybe Oklahoma was his bad news, all right? But Auburn's a different story, Joe. You get weapons for this kid, and you might be able to see a total turnaround. He also helped to beat Alabama, which some would say was a fluke, but others would say is the start of something great. There's only a select few quarterbacks that we can look at that have won against an Alabama team. Now, yes, this is a new Kalen DeBoer version of the team, but if we're going off that, there's only 3 quarterbacks that have beaten him. Who knows next year? We might see Alabama run the table. Nobody beats them. Auburn has the chance, though, to do something crazy, all right? And that is fully rely on a guy like Jackson Arnold to take over this team with a year of experience now as a starter, started 10 games, went 5-5 across them. With the talent at the wide receiver position, he could start something new on the Plains. And I think that's what we might see. And that's what Joel Klatt, as well as the coaches over at Auburn, are saying.
So I'm going to make a promise. Okay.
You're good at making those promises.
Yes. That once whatever you're about to tell me, or is this audio or are you telling me?
No, I'm just talking.
Okay, you're just talking to me, making sure. So the moment after you tell me, I'm going to try to have a positive spin on Jackson Arnold.
Okay.
I am ready. Maybe.
What are you ready for?
I'm ready
what Joel Klatt was saying?
Yes.
I think he can have a lot of success. Quote, Joel Klatt.
That's it?
Joe, he's not looked bad in the spring videos. I think he's looked fine. There's a lot more that he's had to say about it. It remains to be seen. That could also be a quote from him. It does remain to be seen, but you have to admit that getting a guy like Jackson Arnold, even though last season it did not go smoothly in Oklahoma, he didn't have the pieces. He had maybe one wide receiver that he could rely on. But now you're an Auburn team that is needing to make a difference. And now with a guy that, yes, is going through some tough situations in Hugh Freeze, of course, hopefully everything is going right. He's accepted the peace from his whole cancer situation that is definitely tough for any man. But at the same time, it's now or never, Joe. It's now or never, especially in this landscape of college football.
Okay. All right.
Can we look at the talent? He's still coming. Yeah. He's coming back.
If
Cam Coleman's on this team,
here's the positive spin that I'm going to try to at least accept. There were points in time last year with Jackson Arnold at Oklahoma where he had no wide receivers. I mean, let's go back to the Auburn game.
Was it Burke, the one guy? Yeah,
they like went in there with like their top 3 or 4 wide receivers weren't even playing in the game because of injury and or sickness.
Yeah.
So he does have more weapons at Auburn that he's going to be able to rely on. Didn't Peyton Thorne have those weapons against Oklahoma in that game?
Yes, Peyton Thorne had those weapons. That's Peyton Thorne we're talking about.
Okay. So you're making this so difficult. Okay, so here's a positive spin. All right. So now
give it to me.
If ever there's a need to fix a roof, where does somebody need to go if they're listening to the Blitz? Where's that place?
Fleming Roofing and Restoration, of course.
And why do you go to them?
Because they're the best people to talk to about all of your roofing needs, whether you need a full roof repair or just a few panels repaired. Fleming Roofing and Restoration are the guys that do it best. They also show up. That's why, Joe.
Okay, so the reason I asked that is because the more and more that we talk about this, the more and more I'm likely to blow the roof off of this place with anger. So we may need them here in just a minute. So you wanted to talk about Jackson Arnold with Joel Klatt, and the only thing that Joel Klatt said was what?
I think he can find success.
Is it an Easter egg hunt? I think you could find it. Is it the golden egg? I mean, what is it? Is that what they're doing on the football field at Jordan-Hare? We're going to put a bunch of eggs out there. Maybe one of them is success. See if you can find it, Jackson Arnold.
Well, Joe, if the biggest problem, all right, if the biggest question is somebody's confidence, how do you feel about that? What if you have the ability, but the confidence might be the thing that sways the tide?
So the problem with the confidence is that it is all between the ears. Okay. Like every bit of it is between the ears.
But you give him 4 games, very successful. That puts your confidence at a new level. One game could take it down a little bit, but it's not going to take that confidence down all the way, depending on the person, and especially not a quarterback, especially not a Jackson Arnold's stature.
The problem with Auburn and the problem with the Jackson Arnold situation is that you start the season on the road at Baylor. Okay, you're not starting against Waco Community Tech.
It's a wonderful start to a season because it is a top tier team in the Big 12.
It's an interesting start because one, it's a great venue that you're going to be able to go to. It's a brand newish stadium that's only been around for 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah,
I want to say 4 or 5 seasons, maybe even be more than that. But you're going to a really cool place that they know how to put on an entertaining game that you're not going to some neutral site. That's fun.
Plus, it's also not California.
That's another part, is at least you're not having to go to California like you had to do when you went and played Cal.
Last 2 years, geez.
The problem is that how long is the leash? Because it's not just that you are starting the season at Baylor. If you get through Baylor, which again, a lot of things can change. We have no clue how great or bad Baylor is going to be at this point in time. Well, the more and more transfer portal stuff comes out. Do you happen to know who the first opponent is for Auburn in the SEC?
I think it's not Georgia.
No.
I'm not 100%.
So Auburn opens up SEC play on September 20th.
Okay.
On the road.
Texas.
in Norman, Oklahoma against Oklahoma.
What a wonderful way to start the season.
Bull crap.
What? This is what you
Bull
want?
crap.
This right here.
Bull crap.
And I understand the confidence it might be a little bit down just because you're thinking about the quarterbacks behind you, which is you're not going to have to worry about Ashton Daniels. But Deuce Knight sitting back there thinking, hey, this might be my shot. Let's see if I get up there. That might be in his mind. But to start off against Baylor at the very beginning and then ease into the SEC with not a Georgia, with not an LSU, but to hop into it against Oklahoma. Joe, the confidence is going to be at an all-time high for Jackson Arnold.
Oklahoma.
For Jackson
For Oklahoma.
Arnold.
No, not for Jackson Arnold. What does he have? What does he have that's going to give him confidence? What does he have?
The win against Baylor, the other wins against PSU teams, and then you're going against the team that you know about. You know the defense. You know about the offense. You know that the offense might be better or worse without you. That's what he knows. Now, Oklahoma might be thinking the same thing. We know this quarterback, but they don't know the growth that he's going through on the offseason. And without having the spring, the A game, all of that stuff, they're not going to know a thing about him.
All right. So let me go down this list right here. All right. So tell me right now. 141 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Good. Bad. Indifferent.
4 touchdowns, you said?
4 touchdowns, but only 141 passing yards.
He was selective with those throws. I don't think it was him doing all the work. I think it was the running game.
Okay. 174 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Mid-tier.
169 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
He's having a really tough time reaching that 200 mark.
54 passing yards, no touchdown, 1 interception.
Very selective.
225 passing yards, 1 touchdown.
There we go. And at that point, you're probably able to get a few running back plays to get him in the end zone, right up the middle, maybe.
224 passing yards, 2 touchdowns.
Okay. Still, we're going up.
68 passing yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions.
But think about it, Joe. He's a mobile quarterback. He will use his legs more than we think. How many yards did he have in that game running? On his 2 feetsies.
On his 2 feetsies.
Yes.
Let's see. Against Alabama, he rushed for 131 yards.
Exactly.
Against Tulane, besides Tulane, he rushed for 97 yards.
Not terrible.
Here were his other rushing totals: 34 yards, 28 yards, negative 21, negative 29, 39, 45, 45, 75.
Okay. You know what I'm hearing? It's better than Michael Penix. He's in the NFL now.
Yes, on the running side.
Regardless of
the
that,
numbers
Joe,
that I gave you in the very beginning were Jackson Arnold's numbers in Norman, Oklahoma. It's not like he's throwing 340 yards and 4 touchdowns when he was in the venue. Like that's what I'm saying is you're going back to a venue that you know well, that you honestly didn't even play well there last time.
he didn't have the targets. That team was more of a running team. And you also can see it with the way that he also had to use his legs. And no, he didn't always have a successful game running the ball. But regardless of that, Joe, this is a Auburn team, completely different, that's growing their offensive line. Might not be as good as what Oklahoma had, but it might. And they're going to be able to kind of fix it up. Again, Hugh Freeze is the guy that we're talking about here. And you know who wasn't a runner? Peyton Thorne. You know who was? Malik Willis out of Liberty.
Well, Malik Willis also couldn't make a decision. Still can't make a decision past the first guy.
Well, hopefully Jackson Arnold could.
So you're putting your trust in a quarterback in Jackson Arnold.
That surprisingly fits the organization and the coaching.
His first 3 games in the SEC, at Oklahoma, at Texas A&M, then against Georgia.
And that's tough. That's not easy to do.
That is 0-3.
I could see them winning against Oklahoma. I could see a win against Texas A&M. That's going to shift the tide. We don't know what we're going to see out of Gunnar Stockton and this Georgia team. It'll be interesting, but I don't think it's going to be the same powerhouse that we've seen in the past few years. It's still going to be good. Trust me. And I could still mark it down as a loss, but I don't think that's going to sway that confidence that much because it will be a close game. You know that defense will show up.
You realize that Joe Klatt can seriously sit and discuss anything in college football for hours.
Yeah.
And the only thing he said about Jackson Arnold is,
it's not just him,
"No,
though.
I think he could find some success."
It's not just him. Getting to see some more of what the coaches have to say throughout the weeks has also brought me to this opinion. It's brought me to an opinion that's like, hey, Jackson Arnold, he may be similar to what we saw last season with Peyton Thorne, but that's because he was in his first starting job. And on top of that, he was with a team that had no wide receivers. You already have one stellar wide receiver that's better than anybody else that he had on that Oklahoma team. That's the one thing that I could say, and I'm already believing that he'll have a better season. That's all I'm saying. And you're going to bring in some more wide receiver talent. There is a whole lot of wideouts on this roster.
The only time he passed for over 200 yards twice last year. One of them was against South Carolina in a loss. The other one was against Maine.
The team relied on the running game.
Just not his running game.
It wasn't all his running game, but that was how Oklahoma managed the football game. That's how they kept games close, regardless of them not being that good. But it's because they had to take advantage of what they had compared to what they didn't have. What they didn't have? Wide receivers. What they did have? Really good running back. An offensive line that's able to hold up, and you're able to waste time on the clock and get down the field. Auburn, you have fast wide receivers. You can get down the field a lot quicker. Cam Coleman is going to be an absolute stud. No doubt about it. You wish that we had a Jackson Arnold last season. Honestly, I think it would have changed the trajectory altogether. I do. I think there's nothing to be worried about when it comes to the quarterback position. I think it is getting the right pieces together to help the quarterback and help him grow. I can't say the same, though, for Ashton Daniels. I'm not going to throw praise at him. That's a Stanford quarterback we're talking about.
No, there's honestly, if Deuce Knight is not your quarterback going into the Oklahoma game, Hugh Freeze might be fired before they even play Georgia.
We'll see about
that. I mean, it's that big of a train wreck.
I don't agree with you on that.
And that's fine.
Maybe the listeners will help us out.
Well, and that's the reason why I said I want to be positive about this. I want to think in a positive light, but I was expecting something from Joel Klatt, like, his foot mobility has gotten so much better in the pocket. You're being able to see him calm down a little bit. He's being able to make the transitions from his first wide receiver to his number 2 target all the way down to his number 3. You can see him comfortable in the offense and the way that it is running and being able to make decisions in the RPOs. I was expecting that. What I got was the most basic coach speak answer of, he could find some success. I mean, it's good.
But it wasn't just Joel Klatt. I'm not just going off of what Joel Klatt had to say. I'm also talking about Ken Austin. And even he threw a little bit of a smoke screen at his comments. Because he is a really talented player. And we are very hopeful that he'll stay on the trajectory he's on right now.
And who said this?
That was Coach Ken Austin, QB coach for the Auburn Tigers.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's not going to say that they suck. I mean, seriously, he's not going to say we're awful. He's not going to look into a microphone and be like, hey, 3340, can you do me a favor? I need you to film this right now. Send help. If you are a quarterback, if you are somebody that knows a quarterback, if you have ever even thought about throwing anything other than a football game, please come to Auburn. We can get you in the offseason. We need your help. Is he really going to say that? He's not going to say that. He should, but he's not going to say that. Every coach is going to say, you know what? I think I'm really comfortable with what he's doing. I think he's going to prove some people wrong.
What about Josh Pate's comments, Joe?
What did Josh Pate say? See, that's what I'm asking. Okay. First, you give me Joel Klatt, who can talk for hours as to why he hates the SEC. He probably made those comments about Jackson Arnold while he was trying. The only reason he was able to get that one sentence out is probably because he was trying to not laugh during it. And it's the only thing he could get out. Then you give me the quarterback coach.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I mean, I think he's, bull crap. You're not going to sit there and tell me he sucks. So I'm not going to sit there and actually explain that you know what you're talking about with this.
I still think the talent profile for Jackson Arnold is good. He goes on to say, Hugh Freeze, he's got a lot of quarterbacks before, a lot of talented quarterbacks before, especially when he's got a wide receiver core like this, which will be slept on. Auburn's wide receiver core will be slept on right until kickoff. This goes to a team that you might not be looking at, Joe, because you might be against looking at your Auburn Tigers because you don't want to feel down when actually there's a new dog in town. It's Jackson Arnold.
I need there to be a dire wolf in town, and I need it to do what dire wolves do. That's what I need.
Well, all I've seen from dire wolves is them playing in the snow.
It's because they're all of like 3 days old. Like they barely have any fur.
I believe they're actually getting up to 6 weeks.
I'm so sorry. The 6-week puppies.
It's not the same as as a human being. All right. So 6-week puppies are already, I think, a year.
Here's again. Now we're going to poke holes again. The problem with what Pate said was the part about he's had good quarterbacks in the past. Has he? Can you explain to me the last great quarterback that Hugh Freeze sent to the NFL that has had success? And again, don't say Malik Willis.
I wasn't gonna.
Can you name him?
I'm trying.
I'll even give you a little bit more time. We'll come back. We'll name one. Maybe. All right. You can call it 256-576-977. If you can name a fantastic quarterback that Hugh Freeze has coached and sent to the NFL and has become a productive player in the league, yes, phone lines are open to you as well. 256-576-977. ESPN Winchester, 97.7 ESPN The Zone, as well as WZZN TV.
Bo Wallace? I don't know.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. AI-powered betting models to help you make sharper picks during March Madness. Free 7-day trial available now at rhythm.com. That's RITHMM.com.
NASCAR Cup Series spring race at Bristol. Denny Hamlin, last week's winner at Darlington, is the 4-1 favorite. Kyle Larson plus 450. Ryan Blaney and Christopher Bell each plus 650. Chase Elliott plus 850. Scotty Scheffler, the 4-1 favorite with the Masters at Augusta National. That tees off tomorrow. He's minus 120 to finish in the top 5, minus 250 to finish in the top 10. Rory McIlroy plus 650. John Rahm 13-1. Colin Morikawa 18-1. The Braves today, $1.22 home favorite against the Phillies, plus 102, 9 over at Truist Park. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
The sound of the organ. The crack of the bat.
It is gone.
The sight of watching the ball go over the wall. And the taste of peanuts and Cracker Jacks. There's nothing like it. Play ball! It's America's pastime. From the first pitch to the final out, you can hear every game right here on your home for Alabama baseball.
Your home of the Alabama Crimson Tide is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Where's the best place for sports? What about the best place for wings? If you answered Jefferson's or both, you're right. Jefferson's is also a great place for value. Every Monday, kids eat free with the purchase of an adult meal, and teachers bring your teacher ID, and you eat free every first Tuesday of the month up to $15. And Newmarket, Jefferson's will be opening a new location at 2190 County Road 65 very soon. Jefferson's, best place for sports, best place for wings. Hampton Cove, and soon in Newmarket.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. After an incredibly cold morning across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee, we're going to do a reasonably good job at warming up this afternoon under a mostly sunny sky. Now, temperature's still going to be below average, but at least we're going to see numbers climb into the mid-60s this afternoon. Only dropping into the mid-upper 40s as we head into the overnight early into your Thursday morning. A partly sunny to mostly cloudy sky Thursday afternoon. We're also talking about a fairly healthy opportunity for some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the Tennessee Valley. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Attention, may I have the camp's attention?
Your home of the college football playoffs.
Playoffs?
Is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Playoffs?
Well, Joe, I've gone down the rabbit hole. And I was.
Oh, is this why you're playing this song? Because you found all these quarterbacks that got skills.
They had skills in college, Joe.
All these quarterbacks that are in the league right now. That whenever they
no quarterbacks
sit and talk about their college days, they're like, you know what, Hugh Freeze, man, I can't tell you how amazing of a coach he was for me.
Not one quarterback could find success in the NFL. Still waiting on that though. Malik Willis is still in the NFL. Is he still in the Packers? Where's he at now? Free agent, maybe?
Who are you talking about? I'm listening to the song.
Malik Willis.
I think he's still with the Packers, if I remember correctly.
He didn't have, I mean, a few decent games from him.
No, they did, because they changed the entire offense.
Yeah.
They literally said, okay, guys, everything that you've learned with Jordan Love, he's injured, so we're going to have to scrap the playbook. So here's what we're going to do. We brought a special guest coach in that is going to just be here for a few weeks. We've hired him on as a consultant. He is going to teach you something. Coach, we're going to hand it off to you. All right, guys, what we've been doing is we've come up with a new plan for this offense for your quarterback, who basically we're going to play to his skill set. Now, we're going to introduce a new offense right here that's going to be new to the NFL.
Okay.
It's going to be 2 words. Can you say them together with me?
All right.
Triple
option.
That's right. Triple option. That's exactly the type of offense we're going to be running. Wide receivers, you got the weeks off. Y'all can go to Bonnaroo. Y'all can go to the Bahamas. Y'all can go wherever you want to. We're not going to need you this week.
Go to Bonnaroo, dude. Bonnaroo coming up. Shout out to that. Yeah, no, you're not wrong though. There is not a long list of quarterbacks. There's not a list of
one of the greatest wide
receivers
in NFL history. Went to Georgia Tech and barely made catches.
Calvin Johnson.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a list of some quarterbacks. We also got Matthew in the chat. He is a certified Ole Miss fan, and he's saying y'all are expecting a lot from Hugh Freeze. Look, we don't expect anything from Hugh Freeze. All right. We expect something from Jackson Arnold to maybe change how we look at Hugh Freeze.
First off, rewrite that one comment.
Okay.
You got the first letter right, but the ALL part of that y'all is just supposed to be YOU.
Yeah, well, we're doing a show together, Joe, so we get dumped into the same group quite a bit.
I'm not getting put down into this rabbit hole, okay? I am not. on this. Y'all are expecting a lot of Hugh Freeze. I don't expect crap.
I'm
from Hugh
expecting
Freeze.
some change. I'm expecting some
I am
growth.
too, about the off week before Georgia. I'm expecting some change.
It doesn't matter if Jackson Arnold could play well in the NFL because he's not there yet. All right. But you can't deny the fact that Hugh Freeze has done some great things with some quarterbacks in college football. Chad Kelly, you could throw him out. You could take us back to his time at Arkansas State, Ryan Applin, back in 2011.
Who?
Bo Wallace back in 2013. These are successful quarterbacks in college. We don't care about what they're doing in the NFL. If he can make them successful in college, they can bring in a ring. That's a different story. Jackson Arnold, want to know your comments on it? We'll change the subject in the second hour. A lot of fun stuff to come, including the Cover 5, 256-576-4977. And there's the number to get in.
Hey, this is Bob Baumhauer here to let you know that something's cooking. Many of y'all know me as that crazy jock that brought Buffalo-style chicken wings to Alabama way back when. Turns out we were way ahead of the curve and things changed. Now I'm here to tell you that you're in for another surprise. As a guy who played for Coach Bryant and Don Shula, you got to know it's going to be a winner. Stay tuned and visit us at baumhauers.com or become a fan on Facebook. You never know who's going to get some free tickets.
I'm here with Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. With the temperatures going up and temperaters going down right now, now is a good time to get your heating and air system looked at. Thomas, when somebody calls, you guys answer.
That's right. The phones are staffed by us. They're manned 24/7. We're ready to come out and take care of you that day.
How do they give you guys a call?
You give us a call at 256-503-4490.
And you can find you guys on the World Wide Web at
talenthvac.com.
And now is a good time to do this because you guys are offering a special deal.
That's right. We're doing $49 tune-ups this spring. We're also doing free second opinions. We offer that year-round. Somebody comes out, they say you got a back compressor, a leaking refrigerant. Give us a call, see if we can save you some money.
Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. Thomas, one more time, that phone number.
256-503-4490.
AL certain number 21014.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's daily update on Bama sports, and it's brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, a true Southern flavor since 1947, and Conecuh is the official smoked sausage of the Crimson Tide. Order online at ConecuhSausage.com. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. On Monday's edition of Hey Coach, presented by Alpha Insurance, we were joined by Alabama's Associate Athletic Director for Sports Medicine, Jeff Allen.
People enjoy watching players play, but what you're going to get a chance to see Saturday is something that you don't get a chance to see at all, and that's how do we practice? What do we go through? Because it's going to be a real practice. We've had open practices before, but I don't know if we've ever had one like this, where it's going to be a get after it kind of practice, and you're going to see some competition and probably see some things that you wouldn't see in the game. Sometimes the A-Day games are at here or at other places, their spring games are very scripted, this is what we're doing. This is going to be, they'll be doing one-on-one drills. They'll be doing 7-on-7. You get a chance to watch the quarterbacks. I think as from a fan's perspective, they'll see more out of this than they would in a game.
I'll have more in a moment.
Favorite jeans, favorite shirt. Got Conecuh sausage and I'm firing it up. Yeah, everybody knows. Now get my grill on. You can smell that flavor up and down the road. It's a little taste of heaven. Everybody knows. Now get my grill on. Conecuh sausage. It's just a little taste of heaven.
Tomorrow for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, streaming live at 2 p.m. Central on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Conecuh Sausage. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm here with Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. With the temperatures going up and temperatures going down right now, now is a good time to get your heating and air system looked at. Thomas, when somebody calls, you guys answer.
That's right. The phones are staffed by us. They're manned 24/7. We're ready to come out and take care of you that day.
how do they give you guys a call?
You give us a call at 256-503-4490.
And you can find you guys on the World Wide Web at
talenthvac.com.
And now is a good time to do this because you guys are offering a special deal.
That's right. We're doing $49 tune-ups this spring. We're also doing free second opinions. We offer that year-round. Somebody comes out, they say you got a bag compressor, a leaking refrigerant. Give us a call, see if we can save you some money.
Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. Thomas, one more time, that phone number.
256-503-4490.
AL certain number 21014.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. AI-powered betting models to help you make sharper picks during March Madness. Free 7-day trial available now at rhythm.com. That's RITHMM.com.
NASCAR Cup Series spring race at Bristol. Denny Hamlin, last week's winner at Darlington, is the 4-1 favorite. Kyle Larson plus 450. Ryan Blaney and Christopher Bell each plus 650. Chase Elliott plus 850. Scotty Scheffler, the 4-1 favorite with the Masters at Augusta National. That tees off tomorrow. He's minus 120 to finish in the top 5, minus 250 to finish in the top 10. Rory McIlroy plus 650. John Rahm 13-1. Colin Morikawa 18-1. The Braves today, $1.22 home favorite against the Phillies, plus 102, 9 over at Truist Park. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. After an incredibly cold morning across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee, we're going to do a reasonably good job at warming up this afternoon under a mostly sunny sky. Now, temperature's still going to be below average, but at least we're going to see numbers climb into the mid-60s this afternoon. Only dropping into the mid-upper 40s as we head into the overnight, early into your Thursday morning, a partly sunny to mostly cloudy sky Thursday afternoon. We're also talking about a fairly healthy opportunity for some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the Tennessee Valley. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Second hour, final hour, best hour. 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Joe Hunt, John Abraham. Tonight, 7:30, over at the Iceplex. You will be getting game 1 of the SPHL quarterfinals, as it is going to be Huntsville and Evansville. Game 1 is here tonight. Game 2 is in Evansville on Friday. And if it is needed, game 3 will be back here at the Iceplex Saturday night.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
So there are a busy night for this way. In fact, that's not the only thing happening, because actually here in just a few minutes, once we wrap up the show, John is going to be heading to he's going to be heading out to Toyota Field, because Tom's going to be broadcasting from there.
Yep, I got an extension cord ready. I'm ready to go and watch some baseball, and you can listen to that baseball over on Talk Radio WZZN. Very much appreciate Jeff and his producing skills to keep that on the airways for us.
Yes, so that is going to be taking place as well. So you'll be able to hear that over on Talk Radio WZZN, or you can listen to Tom's show, as he is going to be broadcasting live from there, as we are going to be doing it. And I had the option of going out there today.
Yes,
I'm going to be fully transparent on it. All right, but you have filled in enough for me. You're going to most likely have to fill in on Friday for me as well, because we have UAH baseball.
Can we get a new sounder, just like whenever it's like with Joe Hunk? Like I hear that, I'm just like, wow, it's very like, hey, Joe Hunk is always going to be the way. It's like, maybe that one, maybe we just change that up a little bit.
Joe Hunk, ... Maybe John Abraham.
Really quick. It can be really quick. It doesn't have to take up a second. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And so you filled in enough for me. I'm not going to have you do it like 2 days in a row and then also have to do it on Friday as well. So go out, enjoy a baseball game.
Nice.
And just hang out for a little bit. That's really all it is.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I definitely will. And you guys can as well. Tickets are definitely on sale for you. Come on by, say hi to
it's going to
us.
be loud. It's a school day.
And if you've ever shown up to the school day, I've actually got the honor to work a school day. Shout out to Ricky Fernandez. He was my boss for a little bit of time. There is going to be a lineup of school buses just throughout the parking lot, and probably, I would say, around 1,000+ kids that are going to be screaming in the crowd. And you might go to a game on Saturday night, Friday night, and it might be the loudest you've ever heard. But this is definitely going to be the loudest day game you are going to hear until, the next time they do this. So yes,
the school days games are always fun and crazy. Today's going to be probably a little bit different because of how cool it is going to be. It is going to be chilly out there. I think today's high is like 63 or 64.
That's perfect weather right now.
Well, it is perfect, but when I drove in this morning, it was 35.
That's not so perfect.
See, so you got to with first pitch being at 11 a.m., which is going to be right after we wrap up our show. Then it's still going to be getting warm in there. What
56 and sunny though?
Is that what it is right now?
53 right now.
Okay.
56 at 11, and then during Tom's show, whenever that gets kicked off, 60 degrees and sunny. I'm just saying, Joe, you can bring over like a pullover and all of that stuff, maybe a jacket, maybe a hoodie. Maybe we have that argument again. Regardless, you're going to be
different things.
You're going to be comfortable watching some Trash Pandas baseball or listening to it over on Talk Radio WZZN.
So it was a conversation we had just a few moments ago, and I appreciate the hundreds of thousands of phone calls that we got at 256-576-977, giving us all the examples of all the amazing quarterbacks that Hugh Freeze has put into the NFL.
I was really hoping that I'd have a little bit of backup right there. Maybe some more believers for the Auburn Tigers going into their football season, but maybe they're just taking some time away from the phones. Maybe that's it.
Oh yeah, no, that's it. So Bud Elliott, who covers college football for 24/7 Sports, has put out his list for the top 10 recurring quarterbacks in 2025.
Okay, I like where we're going with this. Is Jackson Arnold in the top 10?
No, because the guy that replaced him is in the top 10. The quarterback from Washington State that transferred to Oklahoma. God, I want to say it's Mater. I hope it's Mater. He is number 10. Jackson Arnold is nowhere on the list.
What?
No, there are multiple SEC quarterbacks on the list. None of them are Jackson Arnold.
Keep sleeping on the Tigers. That's what Auburn wants to hear right now.
DJ Lagway is number 1. Garrett Nussmeier is number 2. Number 6 is Lenora Sellers.
I'm
And
surprised
then
he's
you also have who I want to call Mater right now. I know it's not it, but I still just want to call him Mater. Those are your quarterbacks from the SEC that are on there. Do you see a Jackson Arnold?
I don't, but you know what? Being top 10 in a reoccurring quarterback is going to be tough. Okay. And I don't think the media is hyping up him just because of last season and the lack thereof when it comes to the success.
Of talent?
DJ Lagway, that's one thing. Okay. Because you're looking at a quarterback that didn't get to start too many games, but whenever he did play, he showed instances of, progression, growth, something that Florida Gators fans have been waiting for quite some time. But for a guy like Jackson Arnold, obviously the rhetoric's going to be a little bit different, Joe. We can't be dogging on him just because he didn't make one guy's list. Right now, even Josh Pate's saying that he's a sleeper, and this is going to be a sneaky good Auburn team. So I like that storyline better than what we're getting, okay? Because you're not going to see Ty Simpson on that list. He's returning, but he wasn't a starter. But I can bet you that he's going to have better stats than, I would say, half of that list. Yes, I did just say that. I have a lot of hope.
I want you to re-say that. I want you to say it one more time, because this is what Nick Saban does and did. Can you repeat that one more time? It's that opportunity for you to change the statement.
No.
Okay,
so let's try. Ty Simpson, gonna have better stats than half of that list, and I'm talking about a majority. What was it? A top 20?
Top 10.
It was just the top 10.
Top 10.
He can still have success.
Okay.
Better than half of those quarterbacks.
All right. So then let me ask you this question. Let me pull this list back up right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you this list, and I want you to tell me something right now. In your opinion, so Florida's DJ Lagway, LSU's Garrett Nussmeier, Drew Aller of Penn State, Oh, look at that. The number 4 quarterback that is returning, that is considered to be the best one from Bud Elliott, is Baylor quarterback Sawyer Robertson. Who does Baylor play in the first game?
Auburn.
Cade Klubnik, Lenore Sellers, the quarterback for Washington, Williams, Damon.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you have the quarterback from Arizona State.
Oh, well, no, not the Arizona State quarterback. Actually, like the Arizona quarterback.
Got you. And then you have Haynes King, the quarterback for Georgia Tech, and then Oklahoma's. Is your national championship team in there on this list?
I don't think so. I'm going to be honest. I mean, Clemson has a chance. And Cade Klubnik, it's crazy to think that he was I believe he was a freshman whenever he was playing up against quarterback. He's the quarterback right now of New England. I don't know why. It's been a minute since we've been talking football. I'll get in a second. But whenever he was at North Carolina playing Clemson, Cade Klubnik was the quarterback. He was a freshman, and he was able to keep it close. It's something that Clemson has the ability to do, but I don't know if it's going to come this upcoming season. For Florida, I think they have a little bit more growth they need.
I'm sitting here going, wait, he can't be talking about Joe Milton. No, you're talking about Drake May.
I'm talking about Drake May. There
Drake
you go.
May, okay.
Sorry, it slipped my mind.
It's okay.
And there's a few other guys on there that are going to be pretty top talented quarterbacks. You look at Lenora Sellers, what he was able to do last season. I said at the beginning of the year, I was like, who is this guy? South Carolina is going to have a terrible season. I didn't do my research on him. We got to see a lot more of him in the upcoming season. He's pretty freaking good. Do I think South Carolina is going to win a national championship? I don't think so. Do I think Haynes King and Georgia Tech's going to win? I don't think so. I think they're going to win some games. I think they're going to surprise some teams. But do I think that any of these reoccurring quarterbacks or returning quarterbacks are on teams that are capable of winning the national title next season? There's not many. What was that top 5 again?
DJ Lagway, Garrick Nussmeier, Drew Aller, Sawyer Robertson, and then Cade Klubnik.
Don't worry
Josh
about
Carey's
that.
getting ready.
Carey, yeah.
Josh Carey's getting ready.
Getting warmed up.
I felt. Is that what Captain America felt like in Endgame? He's like, all right, I'm about to go up against you, Thanos. The next thing you know, Rogers on your left. What the heck is that?
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, no, I know
Where's that coming
exactly.
from?
He doesn't know what an earpiece is.
Falcon, is that you? Is that you, Falcon? Where's that come? Is that what Steve Rogers felt like in Endgame? Like he's just sitting there thinking that all hope is lost, and the next thing you know, he just hears Falcon in his ear.
It's like, I don't know this technology. What is technology? All he knows is the World War II.
Come in, Captain. Come in, Captain. On your left. Like that's all I could think of right then when I heard Josh Carey.
Taken back to the top 5 quarterbacks that are coming back, I don't think any of these teams are going to win the national title. Do I think that they have an ability to make it to the playoffs? Yeah, I do. But I don't believe that any of them are going to be able to hoist the trophy by the end of the season.
If out of this list I was looking at it, then I would probably say out of this top 10 list, I would say 1, and it would probably be Drew Aller.
You say Drew, I say Cade Klubnik. That's where I'm going with it.
I say that. I mean, because again, both of them coming out of different conferences absolutely have the opportunity to get into the college football playoff.
I agree.
But I would say Drew Aller, I think that's the reason why he chose to come back because, again, this quarterback class is not that great. He could have been a dynamic player in the NFL with his quarterback
No
class.
doubt.
So
I see where you're coming from. He was the closest quarterback out of all of the quarterbacks that you just mentioned that got to the playoffs, almost was able to push through and get even farther. But I don't think it's going to be because of him that it happens. Well, I think he definitely makes the Penn State Nittany Lions a little bit better. But do I think that they need some more help around? They're losing some players. I think it's going to take some more talent around the team. But you brought up the NFL, the draft. I want to bring up some interesting storylines that are coming in. A lot of people, a lot of NFL executives are looking at Travis Hunter and thinking that the Browns are going to make a pick and grab him at 2, which obviously would take that away from the Giants. It would change up a lot. Where would Shedeur go? Where is Abdul Carter going to go? Speaking of the Penn State Nittany Lions. So that changes up a little bit more. And that also makes the Tennessee Titans think, oh, there's some more pressure. Travis Hunter is going to go second. maybe we might jump on him and grab him at number 1. And also, where would the Browns draft a quarterback or a defensive edge?
256-576-977. Ooh, why is this on my screen?
Oh, Jalen Milroe? Yeah, his stock's going up, Joe.
No, it's not. No, it is not.
The national media's saying.
Good heavens. This is how a guy goes bankrupt and trying to give you stock options, right? That when you're trying to give you stock information.
Well, you can't really. You're not finding a lot of success in the stocks anyway right now.
We'll be back on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, the Blitz as well on WZZN TV.
This is Steve Moulton from 97.7 ESPN The Zone, and this is What's Happening. Be sure and download our app. Just search 977 ESPN in your Google Marketplace or your Apple Store, depending on your device, so you can take us wherever you might go. And you can also check out our latest zone deals. Head over to our website, 977ESPN.com. The top left banner reads, "Savings never tasted so good." Click on that, then enter in the big zone deal store for half-off zone deals of Lawler's Barbecue, Sea Salt, Carrabba's Italian Grill, Bubby's Diner, Corlejos Mexican Grill, Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, Divergence, Full Moon Barbecue, Bigfoot Little Donuts, Hickory Store Barbecue, Good Company Cafe, Apple Lane Farms, the Decatur location, and rounds of golf at Cherokee Ridge Golf Course and Gunter's Landing. And that's what's happening.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is you need a new roof, not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
You don't have to go somewhere else just so you can go somewhere new. Plan your next vacation with Huntsville International Airport and Breeze Airways. Enjoy friendly, convenient, nonstop travel to some of the most exciting destinations in the U.S., including the home of iconic casinos, world-class shows, dining, and entertainment. Las Vegas. With flights starting as low as just $79, Breeze has got you covered with easy, breezy, nonstop flights to Las Vegas. Book nonstop to Las Vegas now at flybreeze.com.
Would you call a plumber for a root canal? The same goes for selling your timberland or farm. Choose someone who understands your property and can help you on the front end so you can capitalize on the back end. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction. As a guide, I have put many hunters in position to take a shot. It's time for you to take your shot. Let's talk about putting you in position to sell your property. Call me at 256-609-0512. Remember, Bo knows land.
Rocket City, for air that's cool and clean, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Get HVAC smart with Professor Green and the expert team at sensagreen.com. Now offering up to $1,500 off any new Bryant system. Whatever it takes, Sensa Green has Huntsville covered. Remember, folks, with innovative, sensible green solutions, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation.
Now is the time to sign up for the Eagle Installation WZZN Charity Golf Tournament to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation. This year's event is the morning of April 21st at Cherokee Ridge, and each member of the winning team not only gets the championship belts, but a full-year membership to Cherokee Ridge. Breakfast and lunch are provided, plus tremendous prizes and a chance to win $100,000. Cost is $800 a team or $200 per individual, and corporate sponsorships are available. Send an email to 977WZZNevents@gmail.com to reserve your spot today.
With the risk of sounding really creepy, I had a dream about them last night.
Oh, yeah?
It just hit me that I did when I heard the DX break it down.
Isn't it like usually how it is?
Wait a second. Did I have a dream that I was in a match with Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Is that really something that happened?
That's
Really?
probably the case.
Yeah, no, I do remember that now. I absolutely do remember that. So, yeah, no, I had a dream about that last night. It was kind of weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, not the weirdest thing that we're going to say over the course of the next little bit here as we're going. Good heavens. What in heaven's name is that?
I think it's the breaking news sounder.
Oh, my goodness. All right, breaking news. It is now official as Samford has now made the announcement out and put it into the open.
Oh, no. We're breathing in the air molecules that they're put out into the ocean.
Wow. You are...
You said it. You did it first.
The
hell did they do?
Former head coach of the UAH Chargers, now the head coach at Lipscomb. Well, not now. He's now the head coach at Samford. Lenny Acuff has accepted the job in Birmingham to be the next Samford Bulldogs head coach.
Wow. So he was in Nashville last season.
He's been in Nashville for a few seasons, as a matter of fact. He's won 20 games. 3 of the last 6 years that he was there.
Gotcha.
He won 20 games in 22 and 23, 23 and 24 and last year.
Yeah, pretty successful time up there.
And made it to the NCAA tournament last year.
Yeah, and now changing it over, he's going down to Samford, and I would say that he has yet another possibility to rebuild this team. Even though there's definitely going to be a few guys leaving. I know of one that maybe played at the Huntsville Panthers. Maybe two, maybe 3 or 4.
I mean, again, we don't know the ripple down effects of this. We know that it had been hinted at for a little while. And in fact, it was something that Moulton and I even talked about at a point in time yesterday about, all right, so what do you think is going to happen? Like, how's this is going to go? The Samford Bulldogs have not been in the NCAA tournament. They've only been there 3 times over the course of the last, we'll just say 25 to 30 years.
Yeah.
They did make it 2 years ago, and they went and played Kansas, and they lost in the first round.
It was a good game.
It was a very good game.
Very close one.
Kansas only won that by 4. Before that, the last time that they'd made it was in back-to-back seasons in 99 and 2000.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of that, though, you have to give Bucky McMillan credit, all right? That was that matchup against Kansas. It was a game that Kansas was able to get out ahead pretty fast, but then once Samford kind of started easing into the process against this top-level basketball team, they were able to challenge them, play good old-fashioned Bucky ball, and take them the distance down.
Wow, could you get more redneck by saying it like that?
Sorry, Joe. You know how I am with the voices.
Yeah, I know.
And now that Bucky's gone, because obviously Texas A&M's Buzz Williams is gone, and that's because all these other ripple-down effects that we've got going on, it now takes another coach that has already solidified his greatness down to Samford to coach this basketball team for an opportunity to get them back into a national contention.
Yeah, and the reason this all happened and the job was open to begin with was that Bucky McMillan accepted the job at Texas A&M back on the 5th earlier this week, or actually Saturday. So he accepted that gig there after having 4 straight seasons of winning 20-plus games there. He made the NCAA tournament last season, which is what we talked about with that loss to Kansas as well. So there's a part with Lenny that obviously this has to do, there's a lot of family that he has around the Birmingham area, him being up in Nashville, them, spending a lot of time here in Huntsville, spends a lot of time here in Huntsville. And also now having family and stuff down in Birmingham, this kind of puts them a little bit closer together and what he is wanting to do with his life and his career. He's 60 years old right now. In fact, he had his 60th birthday back in January.
Happy birthday.
And so you're a little late on that.
Okay.
But there's a reason in which this decision is being made. And so, congratulations to him for moving up in this. Yeah, I don't know if it's kind of like I don't see this as like a move down or anything like
I'd say this is a move up, just maybe a slight step up.
It is, but I think it's also a little bit more of a move up when it comes to facilities and that sort of thing, because the way that you have seen Samford and the way that they are wanting to invest in athletics. I've been seeing this for a long time because I had spent a little bit of time around Casey Dunn when Casey Dunn was the head coach in Sanford. He's now the head coach at UAB for baseball. You know, the amount of money that Sanford is wanting to put into that university, which they are landlocked, but the campus, if you have never been to Sanford's campus, is absolutely stunning.
Do you think it's better than Lipscomb's? Did you didn't get to see Lipscomb's though?
Well, no, I mean I saw Lipscomb's.
You've gone, but yeah, you lived in Nashville or you didn't live in Nashville, but you went up to Nashville quite a bit, so you've definitely passed by it. You would think that it would probably be a step up, maybe equal. Sanford is pretty. I have got to see Sanford, but Lipscomb's a different breed as well.
See, and again, like the heart would want to say Lipscomb because I have a friend that works there in the athletic department.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really love everything that Sanford is trying to do.
I agree.
I really genuinely do. And I love what they're trying to do with the football program. Obviously, they have a stadium where, for a lot of people that don't know, Jimbo Fisher used to be the coach there. You also, I mean, like you can go back to Bobby Bowden used to be a coach there. They have a statue of Bobby Bowden that is there. There's a lot of connections that Sanford has that I don't think a lot of people understand with what the program is. And they are looking to try to grow inside the footprint of college athletics inside the state of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, heck, even in Birmingham, because right now it's really just been UAB and Sanford's always kind of been on that lower tier level, and they're trying to change that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Well, Joe, there's going to be plenty of discussion about that on Talking Ball tomorrow morning, as well as just throughout the day, because you know damn well Tom's going to want to touch on it. And on top of that, even later tonight with the drive. But there's going to be a lot of conversation, a lot of time to get your phone calls in 256-576-9777. And we're not stopping you from doing that on this program as well. But Joe, it's time for the Cover 5.
Oh yeah, and this is going to be a very unique Cover 5 because I have been working on a few things throughout this as we've been going along with it now. Yeah. This is going to be the first one that we're going to ask on this one. So you can answer this as well, 256-576-977. And the first one is kind of sports related, but I love anniversaries. I always look at what an anniversary is, something that happened this past week or this past day or on this day or things like that. John, do you know what happened 36 years ago on Monday? Now, this would be April 7th, 1989.
April 7th, huh? I know the Hank Aaron news from yesterday.
Yeah, that's because Hank Aaron hit the 7:15 on April 8th. Yep, that was celebrated last night at the Braves game.
But I couldn't tell you what happened exactly on 4/7. So was that the question? Because I'm wrong.
No. It is, and I honestly, unless you have. Honestly, no, you should know this. You may not know the exact date.
Okay, that might be the case here.
So I'm going to give you some hints.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Still waiting.
I know. I'm trying to think of which one would be the best hint to give you that you could get it.
Well, you don't got to do that. That'll be the whole Cover 5.
Okay. Post game brought to you by. I can't find it. The heck with it.
I am extremely confused on what you're getting at here. That was part one of the hints.
Stat line now. One hit. We've got one hit.
We're doing it live.
You can't say GD on the air. That doesn't matter. Nobody's listening anyway.
Ooh. Oh,
any better for you?
I know.
I'm trying. I'm going slow right here because the moment that I start giving you more,
you're just gonna tell me. You're just gonna have to tell me.
You should be able to answer it.
You're gonna have to tell me.
Just take a wild guess.
I can't. I don't know.
Any guess?
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds, just a bit outside. You missed that.
What is it?
That was the hint. My God, it's the debut of the movie Major League.
There you go.
The debut of the movie Major League.
Okay, great.
Oh my God. I swear to Heavenly Father.
I thought you were making that joke because you've done it before.
No, I really actually have done it in a game, and it really kind of fit. I tried really hard last night not to do that because there were multiple opportunities where both a UAH and a UT Southern pitcher was trying to throw a breaking ball, and it went behind the batter.
Yeah.
And I tried really hard not to do it because I have done that before. But yes, no, the movie Major League debuted 36 years ago on Monday. So it obviously you could, and trust me, I'd went with some that I thought, okay, which ones could I do that would not be like a total giveaway? Because if I would have thought about this better, I would have actually had the Wild Thing music ready to go. That would have been another hint.
I gotcha.
But when this movie, it is one in which I will always watch no matter what. And honestly, I feel the movie should be celebrated every single time. I honestly believe, because we found out a couple of days ago that Milwaukee is going to do like a Bob Uecker Day. Nice. And I want to say it's like August 24th coming up this year. And in my belief, I thought they said that they're going to be doing it. I want to say it may be like against the Giants or something like that. Maybe the Cardinals, because he played for the Cardinals. My first thought is you should totally do this against Cleveland. Like whenever the Brewers and Cleveland play each other, that is when you should do it, because there are no two bigger fan bases that Bob Uecker is connected to other than those because of the movie Major League. Tara says, now I feel old. I was just trying to give it to you.
So what's the question?
What movie do you feel should be celebrated every year on its release date?
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
What in heaven's name is that?
Wes Anderson. I mean, George Clooney, Bill Murray. I mean, all of these guys are in it.
Why?
Meryl Streep.
Why?
Because it was fantastic.
Well, that's in the name. I get that it's in the name, but
why should it be celebrated? This was like
right now, if you were to say every day is a national, there's a national holiday in this one. Today is officially.
Yes, November 13th, 2009, the greatest movie to ever release in theaters came out. And it was Fantastic Mr. Fox.
What in heaven's name is this movie even
How have
about?
you not showed your kids Fantastic Mr. Fox? This is great.
Because I'm too busy showing them like Spider-Man. Like I was walking around all day today, and I've been wanting to.
Thank you, Tara.
Wanting to show my son the Christian Bale Batman movies, which are very dark. And so every single time that my son this morning was walking around going, where is mom at? Where's mom? And I was like, where is she? Where is she? I just kept saying that. He's like, Dad, you don't have to get mad. I'm like, where is she? I mean, I'm just doing it. And my son's like, what the heck is going on right now? But then when I said, where's Rachel? He was like, who's Rachel? I'm like, never mind. Don't worry.
You'll get it soon, son. Don't worry.
You'll suddenly get that. Like I'm showing him those movies.
Gotcha. Well, no. Okay. So Fantastic Mr. Fox is one of them that I think about. And I'm like, for stop motion, for what it was, I feel like this was a movie to be celebrated. So that personally, for family on Thanksgiving, I feel like this should be a movie that should be celebrated every single year. For you, I'm guessing it's Major League because you've already answered this question.
Well, no, look, like Major League is probably, I mean, if there's a movie that I can probably quote beginning to end, maybe it. That may actually be it. But I don't know if that would be the one that should be celebrated, because it didn't change a culture. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about something that changed the culture. Okay, like if we're going sports movies, okay? Bull Durham literally changed the landscape of minor league baseball.
Yeah.
It shined a light on minor league baseball that made more people go to minor league baseball games because of that movie. The movie Top Gun, for instance, not Maverick, but Top Gun, the Navy actually saw a major uptick in people enlisting because of the movie.
Okay.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
So you're thinking on a bigger scale.
Yeah, it's a cultural change is what I'm thinking of right now.
A Star Wars with May 4th, like that's
like
whenever
you
think May 4th.
You have the May 4th. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And also Jay Bird hopped in on the chat. Do you know what stadium Major League was filmed in?
Okay, well, is he talking about Major League 1 or Major League 2?
Just the
first one was actually filmed in Milwaukee at Old County Stadium.
Yeah, you're asking the guy that's going to answer in 2 seconds.
It was filmed in there, and then Major League 2 was actually filmed at Camden Yards.
There you go.
In Baltimore.
Very good, Joe.
Yeah, so I mean, trust me, again, I've watched these movies thousands of times. So like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was Milwaukee County Stadium is where this movie was filmed, and so it was kind of a cool story about this because you're seeing this team. team. And the reason why they did that is because I want to say that because of how bad the Indian Stadium was at the time, and because the design for County Stadium was similar, all they had to do is they took out I want to say,
didn't they play? Wouldn't that be around the time that they played in Cleveland Stadium?
Yeah, no, it was the exact same time.
Yeah, it was trash.
But the stadiums were similar and in design. So that's the reason why it looked the way that it did. But the thing is in filming the movie, they had to take out the gigantic keg that is there because of the Milwaukee Brewers. And that is actually, if I remember the story right, I think that is where they put the teepee just to kind of hide it a little bit. So they put that teepee out in the outfield because that was kind of the spot. And so that, if I remember that correctly, that was where it is. But yeah, it was filmed in County Stadium in Milwaukee.
That's interesting stuff. So what's your movie that changed everything?
That changed the landscape. Like that was,
because I could go superhero movies. I could say Spider-Man 1. First Sam Raimi film.
Well, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man did change a lot of things when it came to Marvel movies. That is 1,000% correct.
Well, and then Hulk came out. 2004 Hulk.
We don't talk about that.
It made me cry.
Yeah, it did me too because it was so bad. It was, honestly, I think I actually kind of gave you the answer in Bull Durham.
Okay.
I think the release of Bull Durham should be celebrated across minor league baseball every single season because of the impact that it made on the sport.
I feel that.
Because I don't think that there's ever been an NFL movie like Any Given Sunday.
Draft Day. God awful. I hate that movie.
No, it's totally fictional because it's the Cleveland Browns making great trade decisions and draft decisions. We know it's not going to be real. You have that, but see, there's never been that like basketball. Like you have Hoosiers, which made you, but you only still wanted to go to your local high school game.
Yeah.
Like it didn't make you want to go to some random high school that's playing in the middle of nowhere and watch a basketball game. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
So that's why I would argue about that. Did Tin Cup make more people go play golf? Did Happy Gilmore make more people go play golf?
Probably.
Fast and Furious maybe drive faster on the interstate. Does that count?
No, it's illegal.
Okay, I'm just saying it kind of did. So I think my answer would probably be Bull Durham.
All right. What's the next question?
Okay, so the next one kind of spawns from a conversation that you and I were having off the air.
I love our conversations.
Yeah, it is one in which that the conversations off the air, which are totally random, can sometimes spawn an interesting one because we just finished the NCAA tournament.
I did finish. Yeah.
And so it was, I mean, you finished. I didn't complete the task. I'm still sitting at 99% right now.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah. And so the question being is that what is the most difficult sport in America? I'll emphasize in America.
I was about to throw out water polo.
I know. To try to win their championship tournament. Now, the reason I say this is we have to think of it this way. The words playoff obviously means tournament, like what the Havoc are going to be playing in over the course of the next 3 weeks. That is considered obviously a tournament. It is a 3-round tournament, best of 3.
There's not many games you got to play there. All right. There's not many. Whereas in the MLB, you get to the 7-game stretches. In the NHL, you have 7-game stretches. You might go throughout the entirety of it and play 7 games in each round. Obviously not the first 2 because you might have the 3 games. But that is very tough. And if obviously we're separating right now from the college basketball tournament, because that does feel like one of the toughest tournaments ever.
It is
because of the grind.
Well, you have to win 6 games.
Yeah. I would say the NHL playoffs. In my opinion, that's what I would say, because you're going to be playing the most physical hockey throughout a 3-4 week stretch, and it is going to possibly get up to 7 games depending on which round you are in. I'll say that in professional sports. Now, I might be missing a few. I'm just trying to answer this quickly so we don't go over the time, but that is my answer to it. Because you're playing a lot of hockey in a short amount of time.
All right, I've put the question out on X as well about what is the most difficult tournament to win, because this obviously spawned from the anime show that I've been tricked into watching.
You were not tricked, Joe. You were led.
No, I was led.
I guided you down to the water.
Well, no, and this was, you know what? I'm going to be a good sport, okay? I'm going to be a good sport, and I'm going to play along, and I'm going to at least try this and just kind of see what my feelings are on it.
feel like all my friends are doing that as of late, and you know what? I feel like I'm in a good spot.
You know, you actually have some really good friends that are willing to just try to be like, you know what, John's a good guy. I'm going to try this for him, just so that just so we can talk about it. Okay?
Matthew threw out Mortal Kombat. Yes, that is definitely the hardest one, but the thing is, it's not in America.
No, it's actually, we actually don't know exactly 100% where it is.
Random island.
I mean, it is exactly, you've got to go through a portal to get there. I mean, even trying to figure out what alley to go down in Hong Kong to go to Bloodsport. We have no idea about what alley that is.
I don't even know where Fight Club's at.
No, just because nobody talks about it, because that's exactly what rule number 1 is. Exactly. And if they do talk about it, then so there are tons of tournaments. Hunger Games, I don't know, like that you're thinking about as well. If we want to go fictional tournaments,
need to do the next time we do a cover 5
fictional tournament to try to win in the world.
I love the thought in my head whenever I'm watching Hunger Games or I'm watching Mortal Kombat. I'm just like, dude, like this is life or death. You're going into one fight, you're done. For the Hunger Games, you get a bunch of these. What is it? 100 people they put in this? No. Is it?
It's Fortnite. It's basically
it's not
Fortnite.
It's not. They put 13, 14, or 15, something weird like that. Okay, because there's only it is exactly 26. I think it's 26 people.
26 people.
Yeah, because you get 2 from each.
But again, it's Fortnite. You just try to be the lone survivor.
That's all it is. Yes. But that would be a great question for the next time we get into it. The best fictional or the hardest fictional tournament.
Yeah, because then you got to start throwing Mortal Kombat in, because what if you're just this random guy like Johnny Cage, just like, you know what, I'm a movie star, absolutely. And then the first guy you face, he's got spears coming out of his hands.
Does Cannonball Run? Does it also count in this? It's more of a marathon, but I would say we could throw that in.
It is basically that. If we're starting to sit here and talk about the hardest tournament in there, but no, we're talking about real life tournaments. Okay. I mean, we're not talking about what was the one, what is it? I forget what the one game is where like it's the deadliest game or something like that, where literally you are the hunted prey and you just have this billionaire that's just like, you know what? I've gotten tired of hunting exotic animals. Let me hunt a human.
Well, that reminds me of that one episode of The Simpsons.
256-576-4977. The most difficult tournament in America to try to win. You're
gonna think about it, aren't you?
No. It's gonna take me a second to explain. When we come back, I'll answer the question. Now I need to know. Now we're going down a rabbit hole with fictional tournaments as well. Like what?
Well, no, we know the Rolex 3-day horse trials. That is a different story. That is real.
Wait, what is that?
We'll find out when we come back.
What in heaven's name is the Rolex 3-day horse trial?
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Rocket City, for air that's cool and clean, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Get HVAC smart with Professor Green and the expert team at sensagreen.com. Now offering up to $1,500 off any new Bryant system. Whatever it takes, Sensa Green has Huntsville covered. Remember, folks, with innovative, sensible green solutions, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead, ran away, and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games, and if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title. Because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beebs likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
We cover all the SEC schools, including Western Union and Venmo.
I want money.
You know, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
All right, coming up in about 15 minutes over on our sister station, Talk Radio WCCN. Trash Panda is about to get going against the Chattanooga. No, it's not even the Chattanooga Lookouts anymore. It's the Knoxville Smokies. The Knoxville Smokies are who they're playing right now. Our friends from Knoxville.
Oh, yeah.
That it just about to open up a brand new stadium like in downtown Knoxville.
And it's looking nice.
It is gorgeous.
I love the money that they're putting into these smaller baseball teams.
They're
big in the cities. That's the thing. They're big for the cities. And for us, of course, the Trash Pandas are our home team that we love to promote and love to watch as well. And you're going to be able to listen to that over on Talk Radio WZZN.
Yes, we were in the midst of doing the Cover 5, and then at some point in time got totally sidetracked with something called the Rolex 3-day horse trials. Can you explain what that is, please?
It starts on April 24th, so it is like right around the corner if I'm finding the right thing. And it is the Defender Kentucky 3-day event. Is one of the world's premier equestrian 5 events showcasing the world's highest level of equestrian eventing. And the list goes on and on. I've actually watched some equestrian, some horses jumping over things, and it's quite fun. You got to make sure you're stable on that horse after it comes out of the stable.
Say stable like that?
No, I did not.
Okay, just
I was
curious.
going to try and connect it so everybody would really know. But this is high level stuff we're talking about. And if Rolex is backing it, Joe, similar to tennis, similar to a little bit of golf, it's got a lot of fans.
So there is that.
Fans.
So Tara says it's a 3-day event at the Kentucky Horse Park consisting of show jumping, cross country events, and dressage.
Do you know what dressage is, Joe?
Yes, it's freaking break dancing for horses. I never, ever, ever asked me about dressage. I mean, seriously. the fact that this is an Olympic sport is beyond crazy in my mind.
Dude, horses dancing sounds like a hell of a time.
Like not just dancing, but there's like 70-year-old men that are doing this and they're break dancing to like pit bull.
Yeah.
It is so incredibly odd. And this is an Olympic sport. Yes.
So we literally
see Tara even says, yes, it's boring. Okay, good. So I want to offend Tara.
I don't think
Dressage
it's
is
boring.
awful. It is awful.
We literally watch people hit balls with sticks. Joe.
You're right.
All sports are odd.
You're right. Which one is more entertaining to you? Okay, and I'm asking you this right now.
I'm going to be straight up.
No,
I'm going to be straight up with
Which
you.
one's more entertaining? The basketball game that happened on Monday night or a horse doing the cha-cha slide?
I'm going to be honest with
Which
you, Joe.
one?
If I was just some person that had no idea about either one, and I heard you either talk about a game where we throw balls into hoops or baskets, whether you want to go back in time, or horses dancing, Joe, I'm going horses dancing.
So is he telling me that I should have watched dressage over the national championship game on Monday if I wasn't going to do, like, seriously? And I understand how difficult it is. It has to be difficult. I get it. I understand it. I do. But when I'm randomly going around Peacock and I'm trying to find like, oh, let's see what sport's alive right now on the Olympics. And it goes, dressage, what in heaven's name is this? And it's a horse. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Crisscross. I mean, seriously, that's what it's like.
I don't know. Maybe Greg's watched some horse dancing. Greg, how you doing, man?
Let me just tell you, watching a horse slide like that is one of the great sporting events you'll ever see. No, I love this thing about insane sporting events, and I've got one for you that's a real deal.
Okay.
You'll have to Google Badwater Ultra Marathon.
Badwater Ultra Marathon. Here we go.
Every year in July, they have a 135-mile ultra marathon in Death Valley.
Oh my!
And they end up going. They start below sea level, and they go to like 7,000 feet. They've got 48 hours to do it, and the temperature at night will go to mid-30s. Temperature in the day will go 122, 125, 128, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And it is a real deal. And if you do the 48 hours, I don't know if they still do, if they do it now, but used to, if you did the 48 hours, they gave you a belt buckle.
Oh, okay, great.
So wait, you're doing all of this for a freaking belt buckle?
How okay, first off, it's 48 hours times money if you want to try and put that into account. And then you have the labor of actually doing the event. Like, how much is that worth to some of these people? That's what I want to know.
Well, it's just when you get into this extreme stuff, I mean, these people are crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've run marathons and I know what it did to my body and what I had to do to recover. There's not enough gummies in the world to recover from a marathon. I mean, and then these people are doing ultras.
No.
And 135 miles and 35 degrees at night and 125 degrees during the day.
That is wild.
No,
dude.
that is absolutely insane.
Yeah, we didn't even take into account like the Ironman events or any of the
like we
strongman
were just
events,
thinking of
too.
like your big four sports. Like I wasn't even seriously thinking about we're going to get into like this sort of thing. Like then you start talking about what is it up in Alaska that they do with the Huskies? As a matter of fact, the Iditarod. Like now we're getting into that territory.
And it makes sense because this is all in America too.
That's in America, so it counts.
But it's things that we don't recognize as much as we recognize basketball, football, or obviously anything college playoff related. So interesting stuff.
Right.
Appreciate
That's amazing. That is
I know.
Yes.
Y'all take care. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so Eric Burns, who has been on MLB Network and everything, I want to say that he has done something like this because I remember seeing him talk about it, but it may not have been what
the
Greg was
Badwater
talking about,
Ultra Marathon,
but it was like a 100-mile like endurance run. It's apparently like the Super Bowl of ultra running. I'm looking this up. It's called Diamond to the Rough.
I'm getting tired of
And
just listening.
There's
to
a
this.
documentary about it where he ran for 100 miles to do it, but it's Eric Burns.
I thought it was
who does
Forrest
it.
Gump.
No, that is not correct.
He is the ultra marathon champion, if we're being honest. Forrest, I love
Well,
him.
I mean, he
He's a
did
good
cross
guy.
the country like multiple times just
Yeah.
because he wanted to run. Dude, look, you want to talk about what women can do to men to mess them up? That man got rejected by a chick with an AIDS because of all the guys that she'd
Come
done stuff
on,
with.
Joe, don't
and
get
he
after
ran across
Forrest.
the country for her. Okay, like come
Oh,
on,
don't go
You
after
want to talk
Forrest.
about messed up?
The kid's fine. When's Forrest Gump 2 coming out?
Actually, they did write a book about that, by the way.
I know.
They did write a
I'm
Forrest
waiting
Gump
for the
2.
second one. I'm waiting for the finale.
Dude, I mean, seriously,
Gump.
how much did that man love Jenny?
It doesn't matter.
I mean, seriously.
Regardless of it, well, it truly didn't matter because she kept moving on from him. But I mean, this
That's
guy,
one word.
He lived like 17 different lives in his life. I mean, he played for the University of Alabama, the best university you could ever play for. And I just think back to that historical kickoff return he had against the Tennessee Volunteers back in '78. Actually, it was older than that. It was around the time whenever.
I mean,
they weren't allowed to let. Yeah, history is a little weird. Tournaments are weird too. And the Trash Pandas are right around the corner.
Yeah, they're actually right behind you as we're speaking right now. So John's about to head out to Toyota Field. He's going to be hanging out with Tom today. As Tom Abraham show is going to be broadcasting live there. Man, this got so weird so quick.
Dude, that's what people love about the show. Either way, for me, Joe Hunk, and the rest of the gang, we'll see you guys in 22 hours here on the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Where's the best place for sports? What about the best place for wings? If you answered Jefferson's for both, you're right. Jefferson's is also a great place for value. Every Monday, kids eat free with the purchase of an adult meal, and teachers bring your teacher ID, and you eat free every first Tuesday of the month up to $15. And Newmarket, Jefferson's will be opening a new location at 2190 County Road 65 very soon. Jefferson's, best place for sports.